What's up guys, it's your boy Kazaris back with another fun little deck profile, and today we have Reptile Synchro. So the goal of this deck is to pretty much just synchro using all of these generically good reptile engines. So you have like a bunch, so like all three of the good reptile archetypes, you're just kind of fusing them together, like all the good parts of them. So you have Worm Zex, which can send any worm monster from your deck to the graveyard, so you can send Yagan or King here. So if you send Yagan will be able to set itself or special summon itself face down on the field if you control only a face up Worm Zex. And then when it's flipped face up, you can target a face up monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So that's pretty cool. So if your hand isn't too explosive and you can't really do any synchro plays, or you're just going first, then that's a solid play. And it can also send Worm King. Now Worm King has a non-once per turn effect where it can tribute a face-up worm monster and destroy a card your opponent controls. So if you send it off of Zex and then bring it back with something like Viper's Rebirth, you can tribute Zex to pop a card and then tribute himself to pop a card. So that's just kind of like 2 for 2 in that instance. It's pretty neat. Or you can just summon him back and then tribute himself to pop a back row and then summon Reptilianne Lamia. And then make a level 6 synchro. So what Lamia does is, if she's in your hand and all face-up monsters you control are reptile monster, and all monsters you control are face-up reptile type monsters, so you can't have a face-up or a face-down monster. You can target a monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0, and then special summon it, and then you take damage equal to its attack. So it'll trigger switcheroo there. If it's used as synchro material after you normal summon it, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field and change their attack to 0. So you can either special summon it and reduce 1, or you can normal summon it and synchro and reduce 2, and you won't take damage that way. However, your normal summons are typically going to be reserved for Zex and Telepath and Ammonite, stuff like that. However, it's really good because it goes into Reptilian Hydra. Now, this is a very solid card. However, for a while it's always been like bad because it needs specifically a Reptilian tuner and then one more non-tuner monsters. And for a while all of the Reptilian tuners were pretty garbage except for Lamia, now that we got her. And what Hydra does is, when it's synchro summoned, you destroy all face-up monsters with 0 attack that your opponent controls, and you draw 1 card for each monster destroyed. It doesn't target, and in the instance where you normal summon Lamia and synchro with it, you'll go Hydra Chainlink 1, and then Lamia Chainlink 2 in the graveyard to target 2 face-up monsters your opponent controls, and then resolve backwards. Lamia will reduce their attack to 0, and then Hydra will destroy them both, and then you'll draw a card for each monster destroyed. So Hydra, it really generates a ton of advantage for you. It's like your power play in the deck, kind of what you want to be doing. To like, you want to stall, and then you want to board wipe your opponent, and then push for damage and stuff like that. So it's really neat that way. You're also playing the 2 Telepath and the 1 Ammonite. A-Cell is just a very solid card because it's essentially a foolish burial for a reptile type monster that you can use with Viper's Rebirth. So you'll, for instance, if you open A-Cell and Viper's Rebirth, you'll send Telepath targeting your opponent's monster, put 4 A counters on it, and then resummon the Telepath back, and then use Telepath to destroy back row before you commit to your synchro plays, stuff like that. Or you could send, and then on the following turn you can banish it to search the Ammonite, and then go Ammonite with Telepath to make Golgar or Armades. So it's just like, it allows you to play through back row, bait back row, as well as gives you follow-up synchro plays just for successive turns. We're also playing the 2 Treacherous and the 2 Cosmic. Now this deck is 21 because I don't want to open Ammonite. I don't really want to open King. Opening Yagan's not awful, but like I'd prefer to send it off of Zex if I'm going first. So I just threw in an extra Treacherous just to make it 21 so that I open Treacherous a little bit more and my bricks a little bit less. So I tweaked it that way. Yeah, the extract's pretty straightforward, just good level 6s. Bryanak, Psyhemoth deals with Cocytus, and then 2 Hydra, that's going to be your main play, as well as your 2 level 5s here, Armades and Golgar. Unfortunately, like, Stardust Charge is not bad, but I just feel like if you're going to be going for that, I'd rather destroy a monster and draw a card instead of just draw a card, so I'm just playing an extra Hydra. And then there really aren't any too great level 6 synchros that aren't generic. So outside of these ones, this is about the best I could do. Maybe you could have a level 7 so that you could go into Golgar, and then with Lamia you could synchro Lamia Golgar into level 7, something like that. I just feel like it's not great. But I guess to be fair, you can only really make 1 level 5 synchro. You can't make both, but I just feel like having the option to make either is pretty nice. But yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a nice matchup mashup of all the reptile types, but like type decks. So the worms only work with the worms, the aliens only work with the aliens, and then Lamia is like the connecting tuner piece. So yeah, so they don't flow together, but they flow separately, but they flow separately well together, if that makes any sense. But let's just jump right into some duels, so stick around. Alright, we are up against an Arcana. We are going second. Using a trick up the sleeve, interesting. Our hand is very good. It's actually really good, wow. This is like the perfect hand to like show how they all flow. They all work separately, but they all flow together pretty well. So you're gonna circle, because like now we can A-cell, target one of his monsters to dump Telepath, rebirth it back, Telepath, try and pop a back row. Then we can go Zex to dump Yagan to summon itself back. Actually, if we summon Yagan back, I don't know if we can special Lamia. So if we special Lamia, then we can't summon Yagan back. So I'm not sure yet. Let's see what he does to see how we go about ordering our plays for the turn. So he might not even summon Rod, so this A-cell might not even be live. We'll see. Okay, so there is a Rod. So he added circle off circle, so that's better for us. Of course, okay, so now he's just going to add Rod, or add Nav off of Rod. He's going to set 2 back row and pass it to us. Okay, so I think now, oh, we drew Ammonite, that might change things a bit. So I'm going to go A-cell, target this. Dumping Telepath. Okay, so now, so Ammonite can bring back Telepath once and we can try and pop something. And then Rebirth, I think, no, actually, well, I think if I bring it back with Rebirth, it's just going to get banished, so then Ammonite won't be live. But if that's the case, let's just see what happens, see what he does. Because like what I do depends on what he's going to do. So I think I definitely start with Telepath here first. Just to force the back row. If he doesn't shotgun it, then I'm still going to be able to pop the circle. Oh, okay, well. He didn't shotgun the navigation, so circle's going to die. And now even if he chains Nav, I'm not going to get banished. So that's pretty nice. Cool, okay. So Telepath is living, so now I can normal summon Lamia and try and get the double pop with Hydra. Ooh. That really changes things. Nice. Or I could special Lamia, just get the single pop, and then Ammonite can bring back Lamia, or bring back Telepath again, and I can, ooh, that's it. There it is, that's the play. I'm going to target the... target the Magician of Dark Illusion. This way I take 2100. Now I can special. Okay, so there's no delay at all. I'm going to special the Hydra here. Hydra's going to pop 1 and draw 1. Nice. Alright, so now I can go Ammonite, bring back Telepath. Telepath effect again. Pop the back row. Now I can go Golgar. Yeah. This is awesome. Methodically picking apart his board. Golgar can remove the final 2 to destroy this Dark Magician. Now I'm going to switcheroo the Lamia. Try and draw. Ooh, I do Rebirth, which will bring back this for lethal. Right? Wow. Quite the switcheroo there. And now we'll battle. 1000, 21, and 16. And just like that, we have a swift OTK. Not swift, I had to think for a second, but that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. The Viper's Rebirth really made the difference that gave us lethal. However, we knew he had Circle as the final card in his hand, and he was drawing a card, so he had like 2 cards to play with mainly. But yeah, overall I think we had that game regardless. But yeah, cool. Let's do another one. We are up against a Jaden Yubel. So probably Neospace maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe some meme deck, we'll see. Some Wounded Hero shenanigans. He's going first. That's ideal for us. Okay, so it's 6 Sams. He's setting 2, summoning Fuma. Okay, so one of those is dual wield, we know that much. Let's Cyclone 1, see if we hit it. So sniped 1. It might just be 2 face down, actually. That might be it. Yeah, there might be 2 face down. So we know this last card. It could be like a level, maybe not another Fuma, or because like, what level 4s do they play that they can't special summon? Because like it's not secret, it's not Kizan. It could be Kizaru in his hand or another Fuma. If it's Kizaru, then he'll be able to summon Shien, which kind of sucks. Or if it's another Fuma and we kill this Fuma, then I think it's more likely that it's Fuma. Do I want to bring back Yagan? Because then I'll be able to dual wield me, I think. Or if I special the Lamia. Let me just switcheroo, see what happens. Let's put back a Lamia, draw a card, drew Viper's Rebirth. Okay. So I'm going to bring back Yagan, see what happens. Nothing. Okay, interesting. I'll send this guy. I'm gonna rebirth this guy to pop. That other back row. Obviously not relevant. Oh, it's a return of the 6 right. Okay, that's good. So now, do I attack? Because now he'll be, if that's not Kizaru, he'll be able to summon Kizaru. This is gonna die. I think I pass here because if he just changes Fuma to defense and doesn't do any other play, then I can just flip Yagan and return the Fuma. So it's another back row in his hand. So is that another dual wield then? He has to shotgun the dual wield, right? No, okay, so now I get to return this guy and get off and then continue about my plays for free. Right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. If he does, yeah, I was about to say, if he doesn't dual wield, I have the game, I think. So he bounces these back. Absolutely, that's fine. Now I can banish the A-Cell to search Ammonite. Yagan gets banished. That's fine. I'm not worried. Grab Ammonite. Zex can send. I think I want to Ammonite summon the Telepath here and go into Golgar. That way I'm keeping my field and grave just reptiles. No, you know what? I want to go to Armades. Because if Armades dies, then I can go with Zex Reptilian or Zex Lamia. I'm not worried. However, if Armades does die, then Viper's Rebirth will be dead because my graveyard will not be strictly reptiles anymore. So he draws United. Cool. He has Fuma. So he's going to get a single solitary draw. Let's see what it is. Okay, so he had the opportunity to chain, so he's going to dual wield. Okay. Do I chain this? I think I chain this because I don't want to draw. I don't want to draw the Telepath. Let's see. Tie that binds. Smack me because oof. So we should have game, right? Yeah. We're in Zex. Zex will dump king. We're going to special the Lamia. I'm just going to keep it safe and smack him for 18. Yeah, cool. Alright, nice. Because I didn't want to summon Hydra and destroy it, because then he'd be able to summon another one and I wouldn't have lethal, so I'm just going to safely attack over it. I could also have done Bryanak and then bounced it back to hand. That would have been another play, but either way, it was game, so cool. Alright, that was pretty quick too. Let's do another one. Alright, we are up against a Yami Yugi. We are going second. Cool. Ideal, sir. Second is ideal, as usual. Hand is not awful. We have Rebirth and A-Cell, so we can go into Telepath first to try and bait the back row before doing our synchro plays. We get this extra draw. Okay, so he doesn't even have anything. So Telepath has to remove counters from our opponent's monsters in order to pop back row, so if they have no monsters, then there really isn't any use in going all in like this. So I'm just going to set my stuff. Like again, Yagan's fine to draw. I can just set it as, in this instance here, I can just set it. So he's going to hit the A-Cell. That's fine. We still have the Tretch. We can still bounce one of his monsters. UA Stadium. Huh. Okay. He's going to set and set. Okay, so what could that set be? Kind of confused. Oh, okay, so we can go Zex to dump King here, and then King contribute all three to pop all three, possibly? Or King contribute 2 to pop 2? Yeah, so we're going to go Viper. Viper's Rebirth, bring back King. So there is some sort of delay. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm going to flip the Yagan. King effect will tribute off the Yagan to destroy. That's weird that it's... Why is it in that position? What the heck? Okay, so penalty box. That's what I thought it was. I just couldn't be sure, so I had to do that. Can't special Lamia. I'm just gonna King tribute itself, because King's gonna die in the end phase anyway, so I'm just gonna pop. So it was Warrior Lady of the Wasteland. Huh, interesting. Yagan can reset itself. I'm gonna do that, actually. Yeah, that's a good play. Why not? That way I can Tretch and pop the Yagan and the UA midfielder if he draws it. And then he won't be able to bounce to summon the whatever he searches off of midfielder, or off of the stadium. So, set the Yagan. He has penalty box and grave, we know that much. If he's smart, he'll search it because he has a 3 out of... if he searches now, he'll have a 3 out of 14 chance to draw midfielder instead of a 3 out of 15, so slightly higher. Yep. Okay, so he has to search it here. So yep, so see if he draws it. Even if he does, again, we have the Treacherous to pop it. So he has D-draw, so regardless, he's drawing it. Should have seen the D-draw coming since it was Yami Yugi. Alrighty. Summoning the midfielder, activating Stadium, chaining Treacherous, popping the Yagan, popping the midfielder, getting that out of here. Now whatever he searches, he will not be able to summon. Technically, in theory, if we wouldn't be able to kill him next turn, we want to wait to see what he searches and then pop, because if we pop first, now on resolution he'll be able to search another midfielder for the following turn. But since we could have killed him on the next turn, like I didn't care what he searched. I just wanted to pop it right away, just in case. But yeah, so just always make sure you pop at the latest possible time. That way you influence your opponent's decisions a little bit differently. Because like if he knows he doesn't have midfielder, he's going to search another midfielder. Or if he's searching at resolution and he still has midfielder, he's going to search something to bounce the midfielder to summon like Slugger or something. But if he searches and then after resolution, after the search, and then you pop, and now he has the Slugger stuck in his hand, then even on the following turn he doesn't have another midfielder. So again, always wait until like the latest possible moment to do something without like compromising, of course, your position. But so yeah, that's a good example. I think I'm going to call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. The deck's very fun, very explosive. It can brick sometimes, and it's like it can brick sometimes, and it's a little dependent on what your opponent does. Because of course Lamia needs to be able to target a monster to special summon itself, a face-up one. Yagan can only bounce a face-up monster. Telepath has to remove counters from your opponent's monsters to pop a card, stuff like that. So yeah, so very fun, very explosive, but a little inconsistent at times. But yeah, try it out for yourself. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.